Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the DKS, this is their part number, PPB-16. This is a 3/4 inch plastic plug button in what they call a gray color. I wouldn't call it gray at all. I've had people say, hey, what color is it? Well, they say it's gray. It doesn't look gray to me whatsoever. I'm going to turn the lights up here. Now, I mean, if anything, it's going to pass for a dark bronze. Would be my opinion on what this color would really be. There will be, probably by the time you're seeing this video, some images of the actual item down below. So be mindful. The color is this. I have a little bit of fluorescent light above my head, which will change the color slightly, but not very much. So be mindful. Here's the color. If you have to paint over it, then I would certainly recommend that you do so. A client earlier wanted a very light gray color. Plan on painting it. If it's not the color that you want, I would call this a dark bronze, is what I would personally call this, because that's, to me, what it looks like. I could be wrong. The dimensional properties. And then we're going to get into what you use it for. An OD is going to be 0.913. 0.913. A thickness of the lip, 0.043. 0.043, just the thickness of this lip here. The overall thickness of the entire cap, and it does seem to be crowned a little bit, 0.407. 0.407 overall thickness. Now the diameter of the body, they say that it's 3/4. The question is, what's 3/4? The body itself is 0.74. So across the flats, 0.74. These tangs are obviously meant to be depressed to be pushed into the hole, and that's where that 3/4 is going to come in play. So a 0.4 hard dimension on the body, and if you're drilling a 0.75 hole, the outside of the tangs is 0.816. Outside of the tangs, 0.816. Well, when I push that back, it's going to tuck itself underneath here. So I'd say a 3/4 inch hole is exactly what I would use to start drilling. I would make any adjustments necessary. Don't think that you will. What will you use this for? Well, simply to cover a hole. And it's typically used to cover a hole in a steel frame where you have some sort of bolt that has occurred in the installation. Not unusual at all to bolt a steel frame to the wall. Generally, you're going to see flathead sleeve anchors that are drilled, punched, and dimpled in the soffit of the frame. And that's flush because it's a flathead. Well, sometimes it's not done that way. You could literally have a 3/4 inch hole with, through the soffit of the frame, there could then be a flat plate that's been welded behind there. The bolt is actually inside, captive inside of the frame, where you can then effect installing it and then use this to cover up your 3/4 inch hole, assuming that the 3/4 inch hole is what you need. We don't sell very many of these, and it's because I don't think steel frames are really thought about often to mount it in such a way that you could utilize a cap like this. Any access hole that's 3/4 inch, this is going to nicely cover off. A wire access hole, I suppose you could certainly, any sort of access hole that's 3/4 inch, this will snap in. But where you're going to see it generally from a company like DKS is that they're concealing access to something inside of something else. You might have, I could imagine in a header, you have some screws running into a transom panel. Well, access from the underside of the rabbet of that frame, you might want, to be able to cap that off really nicely. So this sort of cap could work really well for that aspect. But generally, securing the head of a screw when you are anchoring something, generally a frame to a wall, is what you're going to see this PP-B-16 used for. Now, finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the DKS products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog and their parts catalog. And if you have any questions, and they're sold as each, by the way, if you need 6 or 8, be sure to order that quantity. If you have any questions on the DKS PPB-16 3/4 inch plastic plug button or any other DKS product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.